Good evening, ma'am. Good evening, ma'am. Namaste. Ma'am, can you hear me? Akshata, ma'am, can you hear me? Akshata, ma'am?
Hi, yes, ma'am. Yes, you're
Yeah, I'm
audible.
the host. I'm the host today, ma'am, for you.
Okay, okay, ma'am.
Yeah. So good evening, ma'am.
Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening. So I think you have done two sessions, very interesting sessions last week.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
Yes, ma'am.
you. Should we
Last
begin?
No, ma'am, we'll stay until Rashmi Tyagi ma'am join and some other teachers. And I think yeah, few teachers join at this time. But we record the sessions. We record all the sessions and upload to the YouTube so that when the teachers are free, they refer the sessions, madam, if you're
Great.
teachers.
Great.
Okay,
Yeah.
ma'am.
Kasam ma'am,
So
good
you
evening.
can,
I am Kamagoda here. Dilshad, good evening.
Good evening, sir. Good
good
evening.
evening, sir.
Yeah. Dilshad, we can check the camera. I think it is,
Okay.
yeah. Uh,
Yes,
uh,
sir.
yeah.
Is it okay?
Yeah, your camera is okay. Yeah. Now, Akash ma'am also okay, no? Now we can see her full face. Okay. We can wait another few minutes, then after that we can start. Ma'am, Dilshad, what I do, I'll play the video, introduction video I'll play. After the end of the video, you start your introduction.
Okay,
Dilshad?
sir.
Then end of this video, you start, then it will go continuously.
Okay, sir. So you're playing the video, right?
Yeah, give me 1 minute. It's still 7:58 now. We can wait another 2 minutes.
Okay.
දිල්ෂාද් ඔය ඇවිල්ලා තියෙන කම්පියුටර් එකෙන්ද ලැප් එකකින්ද මේ ලැප් එකෙන්ද ෆෝන් එකෙන්ද?
ෆෝන් එකෙන් සර් ආවේ.
හරි. හරි. Now time is 8 p.m. Shall we start? Then others will join. Dilshad, ask from the mom. Then if she is okay, we can start.
Sir,
Ask from the mom. If she is okay, then we can start. Others will join.
okay. Ma'am, Akshata ma'am, can you hear me?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so it's asking until others come, shall we start
Yes, you
the
can
session?
start. Yes, it's fine with it.
Yes. සර් වීඩියෝ එක දැම්මට පස්සේ නේද මම පටන් ගන්න ඕනේ.
මම වීඩියෝ එක දැම්මට පස්සේ පටන් ගන්න.
හරි සර්.
पंचकोश मनुष्यों की 5 एनर्जी लेयर्स हैं, जबकि
Ayubowan, Vanakkam, Namaste, and a very good evening to everyone. I'm Dilshad Siddiqa from Sri Lanka, Western Province. I'm a subject teacher of Naja International School, Mount Lavinia. Today, I'm the host on behalf of the International Association for Quality Education. The International Association for Quality Education is a non-profit international organization working with educators across the global society to enhance the quality of education and contribute to achieve the sustainable development of goals. The international project for capacity development in education has been implemented along with the International Conference Series on Quality Education. This international project serves as a platform for educational professionals to share the best practices, research findings, and competencies with all stakeholders in the field of education. Additionally, the platform acts as a virtual learning space for young educators to gain new knowledge and grow as professionals in the educational sector. Today, we are honored to have a very special speaker with us. She is Mrs. Akshata Shetty, ma'am, from India. She is working in Jinda Vidyalaya, Mumbai. Today, she will be discussing the topic learning in early years. I believe this will be a very engaging and relevant topic for all of us. First of all, I would like to invite in the Sri Lankan Education Ambassador, Dr. Rashmi Tyagi, ma'am, to introduce today's speaker. Rashmi Tyagi, ma'am, are you there? Ma'am, as Rashmi Tyagi ma'am is not available today, shall we start the session, ma'am? Akshata ma'am, shall we start the session?
Yes, of course, ma'am. Thank you for the introduction.
Okay, ma'am, namaste. You can start. The stage is yours.
Yes. Good evening, everyone. I'm delighted to welcome you to today's presentation on learning in the early childhood. I would like to extend my gratitude to the International Association for Quality Education and our esteemed guest, President Janaka Gonda sir, Dr. Rashmi Tyagi ma'am, for the opportunity to share my knowledge with you all. I would also like to express my heartfelt thanks to our principal, Mr. Prashant Sharma sir, for his constant support and motivation. As an educator, we learn, grow, and share knowledge with each other. I hope this session will provide you with a valuable insight to enhance your teaching and learning practice. Before we begin, I would like to invite you to take a moment to reflect. So I request all of you to close your eyes, and just beginning the session, I want some activity which is to be done. That you have to close your eyes and memorize or remember your childhood memory, which today also you remember and you feel it has brought a great change in your life. If you can write down in the chat box. But before that, for 2 minutes, close your eyes. Remember what was the memory of your childhood that you still remember, and it had a beautiful effect in your life. So you can write down in the chat box, or you can unmute yourself and you can speak.
Teachers, සිංහලෙන් කියනවා නම් කමක් නැහැ. අපි translate කරනවා. ළමා කාලය ගැන තියෙන සතුටු මතකයන් මෑම් කියන්න කියන්නේ අපිට ළමා කාලයේ තියෙන සතුටු මතකයන් මොනවද කියලා ආවර්ජනය කරලා කියන්න කියනවා එකක් හෝ දෙකක්.
Is there anything you remember in your childhood? You still has that beautiful memory in your life?
Good evening.
Good evening.
I'm going to tell Tamil in Tamil.
Yes.
அதாவது நாங்க இந்த சின்ன பிள்ளைட காலத்துல எப்படின்னு சொன்னா எந்த டீச்சர் வந்து எந்த பிரைமரி டீச்சர் வந்து 6 ஃபிங்கர் உள்ளவங்க 6 விரல் இருந்துச்சு. அவங்க எந்த நாளும் வந்து அந்த சாங் படிக்கிற ஹிக்கரி டிக்கரி சாங் படிக்க போல அந்த விரல் அசைவு எனக்கு இன்னும் நினைவுல நிக்குது. அடுத்தது அந்த அவங்களோட முகத்துல பரு முந்திக்கும், அதுவும் பார்த்து அந்த பண்ணக்குள்ளையும் முடியுது. அடுத்து சின்ன இன்னொரு பீரியட்ல எனக்கு நினைவுக்குது என்னன்னா, இந்த நான் சின்ன பிள்ளையா இருக்கும் போது ஒரு 3.5 வீக்குள்ள எங்களோட கூரையில இருந்து நான் தொட்டில இருக்கும்போது என் நெத்தியில வந்து தண்ணி சொட்டு விடும். அதுவும் எனக்கு அது ரிமெம்பருக்கு வாருது, அப்பப்ப வந்து இடையில வந்து போறது. தேங்க்யூ.
Thank you for sharing it. So you
And
all,
also, Vibhuti
yes,
teacher
yes,
says
ma'am.
about the trips. Yeah, about the trips she used to go, she can remember, it seems. Vibhuti teacher's memory.
Yes. So it's a beautiful memory of your childhood you still remember. So that what it is today's session is about. Why learning in early years is important. As we have went to the first session, the action research, which I have explained. But before that, we have to understand why it is important only for the learning in early years. So here I'm sharing my screen with you all. Is it visible? Hello?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, it's visible.
It's visible. No? So learning in the early years. What means early years in your term? That is your childhood. Children learn as they play. Most importantly, in a play, children learn how to learn. So this is a thought and proverb. So what we are going to see in today's session, understanding early childhood development, 5 areas of development, pedagogy for the early years, Panchakosha framework, depending through the Panchakosha and deepening through the Panchakosha, reflect and practices. Now here, before beginning, just now I asked why it is important, the early childhood education. So we have gone through the first session, as I told you, the 0 to 8 years, which is a base and the foundation for the early childhood education, which helps the children to have the most formative phase of the child's life, critically for physical, emotional, and cognitive development. The period includes infancy, 0 to 2, preschool years, 3 to 6, and early primary, 6 to 8 years. So here we have saw that the brain development, as you have answered in the previous session, that 90% of the brain develop before the age of 5. And it is very important for the early childhood education. You know how many language you can teach to those children before the age of 5. They're able to learn and they are able to grasp. So that much the neuron connection, the experience, they explore. So early stimulation, care, nourishing, nutrition, and learning experience directly impact on future intelligence and success. Now, what happens in the early childhood education as they experience, as they learn, they have a different experience. Why do we say that the early childhood early child or the children should have a good and healthy diet? Because why? This is a base, the foundation. When they will have a healthy food, they will have a healthy life in the future. So they have to be inculcated in the childhood itself. The architect of the brain is built in during search stage. Now, learning, strengthening neural connections. We have seen that, I have asked you that experience which they have in early childhood education, they have a neuron connection over there and has 100 billion neurons, the same as the number of stars in the Milky Ways. Learning is a process of creating connection between these neurons through experiences. Now, learning, strengthening the neural connection, what it means repetition, strength connection, positive, frequent, rich experience help them to deepen their neural pathway. Now, what happens? Why I asked you about the beautiful experience in your life? Because you will remember it, you will feel happy. But some of the cases, it's not same for all the kids. You will see there are some children who are quiet in your class, who are very shy, which futurely it will affect them. So we have to identify their issues, their problems through the action research, which we are going to see in the sessions. So here, role of emotions in learning. What does it mean? That what the emotions and everything, the feelings, what affect them in while teaching, learning in the process of the early years. And play, multisensorial learning, that we all use the multisensorial learning for them, like hands, eyes, ears. So these are all help them to understand the or experience in teaching and learning. So here we can go through this, just as I in the previous session have told you about this, that newborn babies, you can see here how the neuron connections is there. Then as per their experience started in the 3 months and the 6 months, 2 years, it grows. And here you can see a child brain, especially because it makes a double the number neural connections than the adult brain. The more the experience repeatedly for the child, the stronger the neural connection they get. So this is how the child's brain is very special. Their emotion, the sensitivity. Now we all know that we have a 2 parts of brain divided into 2 parts. So in that, one is which it thinks about the practicality, and the other thing is very emotions. So the children are very sensitive. So we have to see that how we can have them beautiful experience throughout their life in the early years. Now here you can see, as I told you, that neurons and neural connection at the birth, a child has a nearly 100 million neurons, the same as the number of star in the Milky Way. So here is the age group. You can see here 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the graph, and how is the sensitivity of a child grows. Now, specific period in a childhood where the brain is highly responsive to certain type of learning, like language, motor roller skill, emotional regulations. So missing the windows, you can see, make a learning harder later than not impossible. Now here you can see how the child's, according to the age, according to their experiences, that graph is growing. So here you can see that the hearing line, it is shown by the green color. The emotional line is shown by the purple color, and the symbol, the red colors, how they identify that, relate the things to each other. Language, the speaking, how it developed, how it starts. In the 0, how they are babbling, and after that they start to pick up the sounds and relate the letter with that sounds. The experience. First of all, the children are not knowing what is this letter. They relate the picture with the words in the early educations. Then after that, later on, they start picking up the sentence, words, one by one letters, and all this. Then peer and social skills, you can see here, and numbers in a black color line. So this is how it is related to the child's years and their age, their learning. So each new experience, like seeing, touching, hearing, smelling, tasting, stimulate their brains. And here, repeated exposures to build a familiarities and competencies. Experience create a foundation for social skill in creativity, intelligence, and emotional health. Now here you can see, this is the sensitive periods. Sensitive period for learning, years, like 0 to 4. The time period when the brain is highly sensitive to different experience is known as sensitive periods. You can see that age graph here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And there is a graph which you can see, which is moving ahead. So this is a very sensitive, means the children have a experience. They grasp the things. So why do we see that 0 to 5 is a base of a children, a foundational level of the children? Because there the children exposed to the more things, they explore, they learn, they inculcate the knowledge. So here we have to pay a great and important aspect as a facilitator. Now here, sensitive period in brain development. Specific period in early childhood when the brain is highly responsive to certain types of learning. Now, why it is important? Why? You have seen in some of the school, the children's in a more successful in a higher grade. Children will be more successful in an academic in higher grade, and children are less likely to drop out later. The children are like, they are interested to go to school, and they will be not able to what their grasping power is good. then children grow up to the better citizen and higher chance to success in life. So that's why it's the sensitive period. The early foundation is very important in child's life. Now here you can see the best developing countries have excellent pre-primary programs like educations. We say that. Now here we can move to see this, the role of emotion in learning. Emotional security enhances the brain's functions and memory. Children who feel loved, safe, and encouraged are more confident learners. Positive emotional bonding boosts social and moral development. Now, what happens here when the children are coming in contact? They feel now as the emotional security is enhanced because of the brain functioning. The children who feel secure, safe, and loved in the childhood, they have a positive behavior, which will help in their later life. You may see some of the children are very restless, some are very quiet and obedient. So why it happens? Because of their emotions, because of their sensitive period which they had in their early childhood. So it is very important to look towards the things to see that where the child is having issue and how to solve that issues. So this is the situation which we have to pay attention on. Now here you can see the how the childhood memories will affect the child's life. Now some may have faced the affordable and safe housings. The child would have gone through this different issues which we can see here. The quality early childhood programs, like what type of an education the child has gone, whether the child was able to attend the early childhood educations, whether the child was deprived from the education, the community driven policy, the economical support from the system of policies, families, health promoting infrastructure, connection to the culture and community, supporting during difficult times, safety and stability in their homes, supportive friendship, opportunity for emotional growth, close relationship with caring adults. So here you can see that how the child is experiencing his life. When he is having some problem in his early childhood, which will affect him in the future. So that's what we have to see to it, that how we can tackle this issue, how we can have a beautiful and atmosphere for the early childhood educations. So these are the issues. When we go through that issues like quality early childhood program, if the child is not getting a quality early childhood programs or educations, if the community has derived policy, like if he has been not getting proper support from his family, not proper health, nutritions, or not received any safe or any good friends, so what will affect that child in his future? We can come to know through this. Now, if the child is getting a beautiful or a loving environment, the child will have a beautiful foundations. He will have a beautiful experience, which will help him to reflect as a great human being. Now here we can see through it the 5 elements. It is an important that we have to focus on all. How we can do that to give a beautiful and a holistic development of the child? How we can do that? So this, I feel so you all know about the holistic development of the child. So I want to know in the chat box that what does this 5 elements you can see here: physical and motor development, language development, cognitive development, creativity and curiosity, social emotional development. Now these are the 5 areas of development which will help the child to have a greater experience and to have a holistical development in his childhood. So I want to know that whether you can give some of the example regarding it. So first, one by one, we'll give cognitive development. What does cognitive development means? Yes. Can anyone? What is, you can give one example of cognitive development?
Madam, I think the chat box is disabled.
Okay, it's fine. Then I will go ahead with it. Okay, fine. So cognitive development, the thinking of the children. So what all comes in the thinking when it comes for the cognitive development is the maths. You can say that cognitive development, language development, and social, emotional, creative development, where the thinking of counting when it comes, which build its curiosities within the children, right? Physical and motor development. Now, motor development, that fine motor skill, we can say that our finger, the short muscles, right? They are known as fine motor skill. Then gross motor skills, the muscles, and language development, the linguistic development, the vocabularies, and creating and curiosity, the art, when they do painting. Now here, social emotional development, how is the behavior of a child in a class? So these are some of the aspects which will help us to observe the child, to understand the child, that where the child, how he is behaving. So these are some of the milestone, we can say that. So it will help us to understand the child's behavior. Now here, when you come to see that physical and motor development, you will see some of the children who are not able to stand up or sit down properly. You can see that most of the parents hold their children and walk. So you can ask the parents to make them. Now most of the children are, what they're doing, they're just scrolling in the mobile. So instead of that, you can ask them to play outside, or you can take the support of the parent and ask them, give them 1 hour to play in the garden or everywhere, or in the school also we have indoor and outdoor exercise. So we can have all the exercise which will help them to develop their fine motor skill and even the gross motor skill. Even language development, some of the children may stammer, some of the children may not able to pick up the words. So this will all help us to understand the child. And then cognitive development, how we can give him some puzzles or some numbers which is related with that, so they can synchronize with it. Then creative and curiosity, art which is related into it. Now basically the art, where the child is very creative, you can give some painting colors, so you can observe the child, that how he is coloring, how he is painting, whether he is interested. Then social emotional development, now in this we can see and observe the child, that how is the child behaving with the others, whether he is interested, whether he sit aloof, whether he is not talking to anyone, whether he is friendly, how his behavior with others, whether he shares the things. So these all help us to understand the early childhood of the child. So we can understand that what the child's behavior is. So these are the 5 milestones which we have to focus in the early childhood education. Now, as we have seen the sensitive periods, so all these things will help us to understand the sensitive period of the mental development in the early childhood educations. Now, this is the case-based study questions. Now here you can see that Meena has joined preschool last week. She doesn't speak and avoid eye contact and often clings to her doll. Other children are playing but still sits alone and appears scared when the teacher raises her voice. Now what do you think? What emotion might Meena be experiencing right now? You can see the child is very scared. You can understand the emotion of the child. So this is a case-based study question. This is the issue which you are facing in the class. You can use for your action research. Why the Meena is doing like this? How we can respond to the sensitive to the children like Meena? How we can do, what we can do, we can console her, we can ask her, then we can talk to her parents. So these are all the things which we can do. What could be the long-term effect if we ignore the children's emotional needs? Now, as I told, early childhood education or early child's years is very important to build a strong emotional needs. If we have not catered to her this problem, it will lead to some other issues which will affect the later life of Meena. Why is responsive caregiving so crucial in the early childhood educations? So here we can say that as it is very important for the early childhood education to be in catering to the problem of Meena, as it is her childhood, a foundation where we can give her a beautiful experience so that it will help in the later life of Meena. So here The sensitive and responsible teaching helps the children to feel safe and understood and valued. When children are emotionally secure, they learn better, behave better, grow healthier. So we can conclude from this that when we look into this Meena's issue, if we tackle that issue in a sensitive way, in a proper way, it will help in her future and will grow a healthier life in a future. Now, as we have seen all the domains which we help. Now here two pictures are there. One is a teacher is teaching in the classroom. She is having a plantations topic in the classroom, right? The second picture is about the plantation topic, which she is taking the children outside of the classroom and asking the children to explore the plantations. Now here the children, in the both the two cases, they are learning. But in the first case, what is happening? They are having the experience in the classroom, but they are not having the emotions or the sensitivity like multisensorial approach, which we are going to see now. So they are not able to have the multisensorial approach towards their teaching. So here you can see when the teacher is taking them to the garden, they can see that they can observe the plant, they can understand how it feel, how it can understand, how it's been seen, how it has been touched. They can see the plant, they can observe it, right? So here they have a multisensorial approach towards the activity. So when you see this, you can understand that touch the soil and the plants, see the different kinds of plants while exploring outside, smell the muds and flowers. They will able to remember the experience better as they are using more senses. But when the child sit in the classrooms and copy from the board, they are only using a limited number of senses. So here also we can see that how we can build a strong and early childhood and good learning in the classroom, the foundational level of the children. Now, this is known as multisensorial activity, which is done here, where the seeing, hearing, smelling, they have achieved. For this, to further slides, when we will move to the next slides, we will see the one of the main thing which we are using in the education. Yes, Dilshad ma'am.
Sorry, ma'am. Sorry, my son gave us small trouble. Sorry, ma'am.
So now when we'll move towards the next slide, we will see that how more effectively we can use this multisensorial approach in the teaching learning. So here the way which is in ancient culture of our country, it was that was an Panchakosha, which is now has been brought in the early childhood education, that the foundational level, that is known as Panchakosha. So we are going to see that how Panchakosha means 5 layers of human existence described in the ancient Indian philosophy will help the children to understand. Now here Annamaya Kosha, Pranamaya Kosha, Manomaya Kosha and Vigyanmaya Kosha, Anandmaya Kosha. These are the 5 koshas of a human body which will help us to understand. Even in the early childhood education, if we'll start with it, if we'll begin with it, it will help the child to develop. Now here we can see that Annamaya Kosha. Now what does the Annamaya Kosha deal with it? The Annamaya Kosha is that focus on the physical body. Now like we have seen the 5 milestones, the same thing is there in this Annamaya Kosha also. The physical body, focus on nourishment, movement, hygiene, sleep, and physical exercise. So this is what Annamaya Kosha is all about. Then the next one is Pranamaya Kosha. This is dealing with the energy body, the breath, emotions, like we had Just now we had a deep breath, we have closed our eyes, right? So this deals with the related to the breathe, rhythms, and life forces of our children. So here, the pranamaya kosha reflect the emotion, regulations, and also the activity like we can have for this like breathing games, movement with rhythm, calming techniques that also help the children to achieve the calmness. If you have any child who is very aggressive and not listening, not sitting in a place, you can have this technique for that. So expressions of emotion through art and play. Now we have a circle time. You can ask them to explain themselves or during the art, dance, and everything. So you can have this pranamaya kosha, which will help him to develop the energy in the body. Now, next one is the manomaya kosha, the mental body, the mind, feelings, involving thoughts, feelings, imaginations, and emotions. So this is all dealing with the like activity like storytelling, guided imaginary circle time, puppetry, talking about feelings. Teacher will help the children to name or navigate and regulate their emotions. So you can have a smile in the classrooms and you can ask them to express how were your feelings. In my class also I had, and one of the child said, no ma'am, today I was very sad. I said, why? She has picked up the smiley of sad and drawn the smiley side. So I've asked what happened. She said that I had experienced today, my mother scolded me. So they express themselves. So this is one of the things which will help us to understand the child. So the next one is Vigyanmaya Kosha. Now here in Vigyanmaya Kosha is a wisdom body where discriminations, values, value-based things we can make them understand, right? Dealing with the reasoning, decision making, moral development, and value educations. Now, here what happens, the child can have an activity like value based stories you can have in the classrooms. You can take randomly puppet. Now, here also I have a puppet over here. You can ask, there were two friends, then the one of the friend didn't help the others. Do you think that it was right? So you can ask the story and you can inculcate the values so that children can reflect in their life that yes, we should not do that. Even they will express themselves. I just now I said that why in learning in early education is important, that we have to understand the child, that what the child is going in through, we have to ask them to express themselves. So this is a Vigyanmaya Kosha where the children will foster the independent thinking and ethical understanding, where they will understand, they will feel, they will express themselves. Like you can ask them that this story happened like this. If you would be in there in that place, then what you would have done? So the children will explain themselves, they will express themselves. Like this, this is a Vigyanmaya Kosha. Now, after this three koshas like Anandmaya Kosha, Manmaya Kosha, Pranamaya Kosha, these are the three layers. Now again, the next layer is the Anandmaya Kosha. When the child is experiencing the first kosha, that is Anamaya Kosha, like physical exercise. After physical exercise, he generate an energy. That is a Pranamaya Kosha. After generating Pranamaya Kosha, he has a mental body and sound feelings. That Manamaya Kosha, his mind is been calm and quiet. Then the next layer is the Vigyanmaya Kosha, where he thinks wisdomly, his body is understanding everything. He's inculcating the values, the knowledge. Then the next comes the Vigyanmaya Kosha, and then the last, the Anandmaya Kosha. Now, Anandmaya Kosha is a bliss body where joy and self-awareness is there, representing the inner joy and peace, a sense of fulfillment. So these are the five koshas which are very important in the child's life to have a fully developed child. So he can have an full foundations of their, that all the five layers of their body has been properly uh, layer developed and had been covered, like representing. Now Anandmaya Kosha, what it represents, helps the children to develop their intrinsic motivational and love for learning. So what happens when the layers like Anandmaya Kosha, when we achieve the Anandmaya Kosha, it will come towards the next level, that is here you can see Annamaya Kosha. When the child have it, the next layer is Pranamaya Kosha. Now in Pranamaya Kosha, after achieving the things, the physical exercise, right? The physical body, which focusing on the nourishment, the movement he will have. When he's developing the physical exercise, then he's generating the energy, and then it is reflecting to his mental body and mental health. After that, he understand, oh yes, this has been achieved through these activities. And then there is a fully circle of the child, and then he achieved the Anandmaya Kosha. Anandmaya Kosha, where the child is happy. He has been gone through all the levels of the layers of the human body, and he has understood through this activities. Now, next, we can see here, after achieving this, you can understand how Panchakosha applies to a early childhood learning educations. Now, why it is important in the early childhood education? Each kosha is aligned with the key development need for a young children. A Panchakosha approach ensure holistical development of body, mind, heart, and spirit. It fosters a balanced growth of resilience and joy in the learning process. So here we can see that as per the layers, as per the koshas, the child has achieved all the milestone of his early childhood educations. So the next one, you can see a reflection and practice. Now here you can see that Anandmaya Kosha activity. Just now as I said, that is fine motor play activity, gross motor skill activity. After having a physical development of the child, he will have a pranamaya kosha activity like breathing, rhythm based exercise like musics and everything, right? Then manamaya kosha, how he will mentally get developed. So he's an emotional cards, you can, he will able to express himself, he will able to enlighten the power of value-based learning, we can say that. Then Vigyanmaya Kosha, right? Where he is able to choice activity you can have, value story we can have. Then Anandmaya Kosha, in that he will explore the nature, the joy, and the storytelling. So each of these koshas are very important in the early childhood education. So the next one is case-based study. Now here also you can see that meet Raju and Anand. Both are in grade 1. Now, both the students are in grade 1. Now, here, why I'm asking these questions, that same as per the today's topic, I wanted you to understand why it is important learning in the early years. Like, we have gone through all the milestones, the sensitive period of the child, and even the emotions, and even the panchakoshas, which will help in their future life. So here, the meet Raju and Ananta, both are in grade 1. Raju often gets frustrated with reading and writing. Now here Raju is a boy, they both are friends. But Raju is something different. He's frustrated with reading and writing. He struggles with basic number concept. He rarely practices in group activity. Now Raju is a boy who doesn't like to study. You can understand through this case-based study question. Okay. And there is Anand. Anand who likes to study. And so what we can understand from this? So you can understand that Raju did not attend preschool section, or he is not been got more exposures towards books or structure play or guided instruction. Whereas the Anand attended a good early childhood program. He learned the story and play, rhymes, activities that build his confidence or brain connections. So through this case-based study, we can understand that why early childhood education is so much important. We as a facilitator, what is our role in the child's educations? So this will help us to understand the child and also build a strong foundation for the early childhood education. Now here, with this, early childhood education support a brain development, readiness to learn, emotional regulation, and social skill. So all critical for future success. So this is what we come to know, that because of the early childhood educations, we can have a strong foundation for the children. And that's why it is very important to study and to find out the issue which the child is facing in the early childhood education. And to cater to their needs, we have to have such activities which will develop their panchakoshas, which will have their neuron connections, and their sensitive periods will be a more beautiful and good and great emotional boundings and relations will be developed between the teacher and the students. So that's all for the day. Thank you for your attentions. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. I would like to invite our Rashmi ma'am to speak a few words.
Yes, ma'am.
Rashmi ma'am,
Okay.
namaskar.
Yes. Hello,
Namaskar, ma'am.
everyone.
Hello, ma'am.
And yes,
evening.
hello, everybody. It's my pleasure to talk to you every day. And I was waiting, but I was not knowing today we are having. So sorry that I could not attend the whole, the talk delivered by the talented educators, and the topic which I had seen right at the end. It is for the early childhood education and how to make the children learn more in a good, friendly environment. And I'm so happy in India, the government, first time they have introduced the early childhood education, in their this policy, national education policy. So as this ECC Ed or early childhood education is so much taken care of in Sri Lanka, because so many very good schools and the educators and the principals I'm getting in touch with. So the same way in India also, this early childhood education is given so much of importance. So we are going to work together for this. So because I could not see the whole PPT delivered by our educator, but I can understand by last 10 minutes I've heard. So it was really good. And how many people are there today? Let's see. Yeah, there are 17 people. But then will they like to ask questions? Will they like to ask questions from the person who is delivering the, this today, the seminar? Yes, Dilshad.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Encourage the teachers to ask
Yeah.
questions. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Not
Teacher?
from me, from the talented person who has given the talk today.
Yes, Ashita madam. Shall we ask some questions from teachers?
Yes, of course.
Yeah. Teachers, ඔයගලන්ට මොනවා හරි ප්‍රශ්න තියෙනවද අහන්න? Yes, ma'am. I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, when we are in school, we have lot of children meet like this. What you call about panchakosha, and some are always struggle with some things. For example, one of the child I got, he's stammering. Then one of the parents told it's not from the bone, but it's because of the preschool. The teacher or the assistant teacher must have scare him, so that onwards he is stammering. Can we do something for that child, ma'am?
Yes, first of all, thank you, Dilshad. You have to understand the child's problem first of all. What happened with him, right? That is a research base for you. That you have to deal with it. That what emotions he has went. Whether it is that stammering is from his childhood or really it has affected the child. First, you have to understand that. And there are different things which are there. You can first ask the child and be friendly with the child. Whatever emotion he has gone through, you have to understand him and make him free to talk to you. That is important. And there are many activities like songs. From the songs also, few of the children are able to recall the words. They forget everything like the sounds and everything, the musics. It will help him to reduce his stammering. And even some of the activities are like, in my class also, one of the child is there who stammers. So there is an activity I asked him to do the facial expressions like sounds. We ask them to do. They are not able to speak and repeat the words because of the emotional trauma. So you can ask that activities. Even the pencils are kept in some of the, so for that proper word pronunciations, right? But before that, you have to understand the emotion which he has gone through, whether you can do something to it, whether he is able to express. You have to understand his issues, the emotional issues. So how you can solve it, you can talk to him, talk to his parents, and you can create and such an atmosphere where the child doesn't feel scared, right? You have to create a trust bounding with him. It's the teacher's trust and the child's. The child's in the nursery also, when this first the child comes, how he comes shouting, yelling, crying. Why? Because the child doesn't know who is this person, right? First time he's leaving his parents and coming to the schools. At that time, what happens? First thing is that we make the child understand that we are also like, you can trust us. So we understand the style first, and then later on the child understand, yes, this is my teacher and I'm her students. So after a few days the child doesn't cry, he start to express himself. So same trust bound you have to build with you and that students. You have to understand him, ask him to express what happened, what was the emotion he has gone through, and then you can have later these activities for stammering and everything, like singing exercise you can have, where the child can have a rhythmic movement, right? And even you can ask him to hold the pencils, like to make a proper sound or intonations. This also help the child to speak. So like this different activities you can take for the child.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much.
And question from my side also.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Akshita, you are from which part of the India?
Actually, it's a very remote area, Vashin, Shahpur. Jindal Vidya Mandir, Vashin. Our principal, sir, Prashant Sharma, he has been attended this session and he asked me to join this.
Wow, that's
Yes,
great. Prashant has sent you.
yes,
I'm very
ma'am.
happy. And actually, yesterday I was in the training, and a person from the other place, what is that? Something with starting with S, Jindal Vidyalaya.
Shahpur.
Not Shahpur. Sawan, something like that.
Okay.
Mukesh is the principal over there, Mr. Mukesh. Okay, might not be named. Never mind. So that is why I liked it. And my question is this. If you are from Jindal Vidyalaya, where Prashant sir is there, that
Yes, ma'am.
you people are talking so much. Do you have some medical background? When I have heard your answer and you had given the answer in such a way, so do you have that kind of background?
No, ma'am. Actually, we as a teachers, we have lot of training session going on every year in our schools. So we attend lot of training sessions. We have asked been to, and even some of the institute they come and they train us as
Okay.
a. So it help us to enhance our knowledge. So we
Yes.
basically don't go and teach, but whatever our issues are there, they explain us how to handle, how to tackle it. So every
Okay.
year this happens.
So now my question is this, when you are doing such a good work and Sri Lankan, teachers are doing such a good work for the
Yes,
early childhood,
yes,
then
ma'am.
why don't you do the presentations at the at least national level, and now we are going to have international level, that how you have tackled the problem of stammering children, those who stammer in, so how, like you have explained to me, so why don't you write a paper presentation? This
Yes,
is,
of
if Mr. Kamal Goda is there, Mr. Kamal Goda is there, because I want to start, and you can talk to Prashant sir also, that Tyagi madam was, because he is our, editorial team also for this thing.
yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
sir. Yes, sir is there. Kamal Goda sir, I think he's busy somewhere. So what I'm telling, that there are other things also in the beginning, as you were telling, that the children are coming yelling. And I think for 1 week they yell, because my daughter now, she might be of your age. So
Yes,
they were yelling.
and what is the thing is that now how the parents are more aware of all these things,
Yeah.
and they are very sensitive. In the olden years, the parents used to not look, my child is crying, no worries, the teacher will handle. But now it is not like that. The
Yeah.
parents also feel, yes, why my child is crying? So we have to ask them, have a faith on us. The first
Yes,
thing,
yes. Yeah.
because we as a teacher, we also care that much, how much you are caring. You are the mother at home, we are the mother in the school. So we
Yes.
also understand. So first thing is that we ask them to have a faith. And after that, the child comes to that atmosphere, he understands, yes, this is my teacher and I'm her student. So they have a trust and bond with us. Then after that, they know that whenever we'll meet her, this is my teacher.
And when they grow up
Yes.
and they are in the adolescent stage, then more than their mother, they have faith in you.
Yes,
You know
ma'am.
that? Yeah, yeah. So whatever you were telling me just now, why don't you put in the form of a, research paper? This is how you are controlling that, and you can show a case study also.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, for sure.
Yeah, so do that. Thank you so much. It was
Thank you, ma'am.
wonderful.
Thanks a lot.
Please ask our Sri Lankan teachers to
Yes,
come
ma'am.
and ask you questions. They have got a
Yes,
lot of knowledge. They don't open up. We have to teach them like children. Come and ask questions.
maybe language barrier is there.
No, they know English.
Yes, ma'am.
And
Okay.
even if they should be able to express. The language
Yes.
is not to show off. We know.
Even I'm also one of you all.
Yes.
Because of my principal, I am being so much support. He is very supportive and motivating. He always motivate us. Even I had a research, and I won also in that research, that a multisensorial approach, how we can conduct in the classroom. So he
Yeah.
was the one who asked me to go ahead. So he's
Yes.
always supportive and guiding. So
Yeah.
same thing with you all teachers. You can also ask the questions. I'm also one of you. You can also teach me. I can also teach you. We are here to learn and unlearn ourselves. So please
And,
go
and
ahead,
I
teacher.
tell you one thing.
Yes, ma'am.
I was not able to decide, because Sri Lankans and Indians, we look same, isn't
Yes,
it?
ma'am.
And I tell you one thing, from the South India to Sri Lanka, you people are staying very near, Tamil. There are so many similarities. So in your looks also, I thought whether you are from Sri Lanka, till I had seen your name. It's Sri Lanka,
Yes,
or you are from Chennai, or you are from South. So
yes,
that's what we want to say. We are one.
yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
So please ask question. There are 19 people. Please ask questions.
Evening, ma'am.
Yes, good evening.
Pedagogy. Pedagogy means
It is the teaching style.
Teaching
I will
style. What
explain.
happened?
thank you, ma'am.
No. Please explain more. Pedagogy.
She has to ask question, or she is just asked what is pedagogy?
What is pedagogy? I want to know. Explain it.
Please explain. You
Okay,
explain.
like that. Okay,
Yeah,
fine,
yeah.
fine. Thank you, ma'am, for your question. Safana Hussain. Okay, pedagogy is a theory or a practice of education which we use in the teaching level, right? Like for our pre-primary section, we mostly use the pedagogy of play-based learning in a classroom. So in pedagogy, it will include what we teach, how we teach. Now, what we teach comes in a content, right? That what we are going to teach the children. But before that, we have to see that what is our learning objectives, that what we have to get from the children. So how we teach, the method which we are using, whether it is a play-based method, whether it is an explanations, whether it is, now for pre-primary section, we always use a play-based method, right? Then why we teach it, what is the purpose of the teachings, so how we access the learning. Now in the pre-primary section, we have an how to access, we access them like we observe the children, how they behave, how they react. So these are the different things. Now, some of the examples in early years pedagogy is storytelling. So in storytelling activities, what will be the pedagogy? Language development, imaginations. Then in free play, like we have a games where the children can free play, free play freely with their friends. So what type of pedagogical approach we will have? The social emotional, how they are behaving with their peers, and cognitive development when they're playing with the blocks, how they are doing that. So how they are using their things, the fine motor skills and everything. We are observing the children. In circle time, when we ask the children to sit in the circle and discuss, we share. So there you can see the pedagogical approach, group bonding, routine, listening skills. In art and craft, you can see their fine motor skill development and creativity. Now, there are different types of pedagogies are there. What will be the for early childhood educations pedagogy? You can say one of the example, that is play-based pedagogy. In play-based pedagogy, children learn through play. Like suppose if you are teaching something in a classrooms, if you want to teach the counting method, you can play a game with the children. You can ask them to count their friends, like 1, 2, 3, make a group, then 1, 2, make a group. So they will learn through play. Then inquiry based pedagogy, where the children learn by asking and exploring, right? And the child centered pedagogy, where the focus on interest of pace of each child will be there. Then experiential learning, which we are using nowadays a lot, that is learn by doing. The children learn the things by doing, by doing the activities. So these are the different types of pedagogy which we use in our teaching methodology. The pedagogy is an art and a science of teaching, a method of teaching, we can say in a simple language. Yes,
Very good.
Safana Hussain.
Much, ma'am.
And the question was very good. And even the
Yes.
answer was very good.
Thank you,
I
ma'am.
want to
Thank you
clap
so
for
much.
this. And I want more people to ask questions. That was a very good question. But pedagogy word is a little bit,
Yes, ma'am.
technical, but then they know it. Only
In a simple word, we can say the method you are using for teaching.
yeah, teaching styles.
Styles,
Dictionary
yes.
meaning is teaching
Style.
style. Okay, next person. We want each one of you 19 people ask one
Good
question.
evening, ma'am. Can I ask a
Yeah.
question, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, regarding the Panchakosha, is there a specific order? Do we have to start with a particular place and then move on from there, or how do we build the activities for them?
First, explain the Panchkosha, I think so, right? Have you understood the Panchkosha?
Yes, ma'am. No, I want to know, when we are doing an activity, do
Yeah.
we have to always start from one point, or can the activity be from anywhere and then we can spread it out to the other 5?
Now, see, suppose when you're taking an activity, right? You directly don't go and think that the child is knowing everything. Yes or no? You start step by step. You don't go and think, yes, our children are very small, literally. Okay. We have to go a step by step. When the child is born, the child doesn't speak. You know, na? When the child is born, first he feels it. And literally a few days later, he starts to see the people. So first thing he develops is a sensitivity, like feelings. Then the next is he sees and observes. It comes later on. Then he hears the things. So it develops slowly and steadily. And then he starts to grasp the things. The speaking skill, he develops later on the stage. Even in nursery also, they are not able to speak, right? The same thing in the Panchakoshas. When we start, it has to be go with the Annamaya Kosha, the food, the nutrition which it's getting, right? Then it goes to the Pranamaya Kosha, the breathing, the physical, about what I said, right? The life forces. Then mental, it will go into his head that this is happening. And then Vijnanmaya Kosha, he will understand the things and he will think why it is that. He will observe what activity you have planned. So first thing what he will do, he will take, right? And then he will physically get attached to that activities. And then he will have the emotions. Yes, this is the thing. This is the activities which has been placed. Then he will feel it. And then he will understand, right?
Yeah.
And then the Anandmaya Kosha, the thing that he has understood that thing. Then he will express these things to others. Are you getting it?
Yes.
So it will go step by step. It is a method. means when you're going for teaching things.
Listen, one
So
thing
how-
I'm interrupting. I'm sorry.
Yes,
Can
ma'am.
you give one, this thing on this only
Example.
Panchkosha? No, not example. The 1 day, 1 hour session for Panchkosha.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, of
Okay.
course.
So you'd explain to her. That's a very good question.
Yes. Yes,
Thank
ma'am.
you.
Beautiful question. But it's a great thing you cleared it out. So it's a thing that you have to go step by step, right? Annamaya Kosha to Anandmaya Kosha. It's a journey where the child will understand each and every thing. So when the circle is complete, it is Anandmaya Kosha. The child has understood, he has realized, and then he shares the knowledge with other. That is an knowledge. Like in our life also, first thing we experience, we do the thing. The next one is we understand the thing, right? We value it, and then we express ourselves to others. See, this I have learned. And you feel happy about it, that you have achieved your goal. So it will go in a stepwise.
So this takes a time period. No, it's not.
No,
It can take a
when
long
you're
time.
conducting any activity, you have to plan in a such a way. Now, when we go to the class, we don't directly tell, open your book and write down. We have step-by-step activity. First, we ask them that what is that? What is this number? What is this reflect? Right? Then they experience it. Then they realize, yes, this is the number 1. And we have to relate number 1 with the 1 object. Yes. And then they also do that activity. They value it. And then after that, they share it with others. Means they write down or they apply their knowledge. So this is what Panchakosha is all about.
Thank you so much.
I hope I have cleared your doubt. Okay.
Yes, thank
Thank
you.
you.
And now the next, please ask question. 19 people, at least 5 people should ask question. Because we are running out of the for the time. Yes,
Yeah, ma'am.
please.
5 of them have left. Yes, Rashmi ma'am. 5 of them have left. Now we have only 15 participants.
कोई बात नहीं, 15 में से 5. 1 minute.
Yes, ma'am.
Please. Yes. Nobody is coming. You don't like me.
Teachers, ඔබලන්ට ප්‍රශ්න තියෙනවා නම් සිංහලෙන් හරි දෙමළෙන් හරි අහන්න පුළුවන්. ආශිතා මැඩම්ට දෙමළ හොඳට තේරෙනවා. සිංහලෙන් කතා කරත් අපිට ට්‍රාන්ස්ලේට් කරන්න පුළුවන්.
Yes.
විවිධ ටීචර් ඉන්නවා.
Right.
Yes. Teachers.
Yes, she will translate that. You
Yeah.
can open up, and this is a great platform. You can ask your doubt and clear it out. And it's also give you an opportunity to present yourself and build your confidence. Yes, teachers.
Okay, we'll wind up now because
Yes.
nobody is
Madam?
coming. Huh?
Yeah,
Yes,
madam, there is a small request.
Yes,
Ashita
ma'am.
ma'am, can you share your PPT with us, with Kamal Gadu sir? It will be
Yes.
very grateful to you. Yeah, if you
Yes.
can share it.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, of course. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. Then, thank you, Rashmi ma'am.
Thank
I'm
you.
very sad. Yes, 2 days we didn't see your graceful face, ma'am. Only the
Okay.
voice we.
Even
Okay,
now also we
tomorrow-
cannot see, ma'am, your face.
Yeah.
You
No,
have
no.
to
See
put your
one thing.
camera.
Tomorrow, we want
Yes.
the Akshata
Yes, ma'am.
tomorrow again for the punch. What is that? Say it, Dilshad.
Panchakosha. Huh? Yes, huh?
Let everybody remember Panchkosha. So please,
Yes, ma'am.
so tomorrow we are going to meet and I am going to learn very seriously Panchkosha, and I'll talk to Sir now, Prashant sir. He's free in the evenings, Mornings he's very busy. And I'll
Yes,
tell.
ma'am. Yes, of course. Yes. But
So tomorrow I'll ask that you will be there. Do you have time tomorrow? I have to ask you.
No, actually, I'm also the NCC in charge.
Oh,
And
NCC, please, I will join with you. Okay.
so we have an enrollment.
Okay.
If I'll get a time, I'll let
Okay.
you know.
Okay.
Okay. By today evening, I'll let you know.
Okay.
Evening already 9 o'clock it has. Then
No
two.
problem. No problem.
Yes,
I'll ask
ma'am.
Prashant.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, of
He
course.
will pick up my
But
phone.
same timing. If it is same timing, then it's fine.
Same. It will
Because
be
I
same.
have to present my PPT also according to that. I have to
Yes, yes, yes.
frame.
And all the people who are there today, our dear Sri Lankan, teachers, please tomorrow get ready to ask one question. At least you can write it. If you don't want to speak, at least you can write it and we'll answer all the question. Okay? Dilshad?
Okay, ma'am. Yes,
Now you
ma'am.
can.
Yes, Rashmi ma'am. Yes, thank you, Rashmi ma'am, and thank you, Akshata ma'am, for the valuable session. Let's meet again. Thank you so much. Good night and have a
Thank
nice
you.
day.
Good night.
Thank
All these
you.
are like
Thank you.
small
Bye.
children. They are not talking to us, huh? They are scared or what? We'll decide tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Shetty.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am. Bye. Good night.